Matter of time, never give up, how we define. Taking my chances, breaking a climb. I'ma show them how it's done. On the top level we run. For Osiris, for my son. We show up and pack a punch. This is war. We step up, we gon' never fold. This is legacy. They gon' know me when I go.
So rain down all you want, but our power is in the sun. And when our plans do align, our nation will become victorious. Where you stand and spit upon the ground. But when those horns sound off, pray to the Lord, you've been righteous now. I say rain down all you want, but our power is in the sun. And when our planets do align, our nation will become victorious.
This is war, we don't stop, what's in store, where we start, we deploy. They don't wanna see us win, so we gon' show them all the voice. To the top, we enjoy, when my partners don't avoid. Want the glory, silence noise, here for life, made a choice.
The smoke clears the air. I'm the only one standing. The darkness lifts. There lies the freedom in front of me. Oh, so I will start on this day. The rise of kingdoms to come. By the weather above. So rain down all you want, but our power is in the sun. And when our planets do align, our nation will become victorious.
Let it be, all that weakness, rest in peace. I learned about the recipe when I was younger, reckless. Now I'm chasing the glory, gonna be fine. Working so hard, matter of time. Never give up, how we define. Taking my chances, breaking a climb. I'ma show them how it's done.
Hello everyone, welcome to finals week. Normally I would be showing you the amazing CGI music video that is made every year, but I wanted to jump in and let me put some background music on as well. I want to jump in and discuss how we arrived here at the finals week. First off, we started in June of this year, so June of 2023 is when all of this began for Season 7 Osiris League. We also have right around, right now, we have the 5th anniversary, the 5-year anniversary of Rise of Kingdoms, was Rise of Civilizations. Now Rise of Kingdoms has been for quite some time. I hope you guys are as excited as I am to cast this match between F84D, who had an amazing match against the Smash Squad last week, and then 489. Wow, I want to tell you about their story. Let's jump into the schedule so I can go over what got both of these teams here. And I want to go over specifically 489, and then we'll go over to F84D. 489 arrived in the playoffs, the round of 16, having beaten almost everybody. I think they had one loss. Let's just double check that. Yes, they had one loss. And they were, again, they were named something different throughout the playoffs here. Lost to one of the matchups here. This is from Kingdom 2489. Now, as you can recall, the last 3 weeks were the knockout stages, round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finally we're in the finals. What I thought was funny as I was kind of looking through the history of both of these alliances is that all the matchups for 489 were against their own kingdom. So they beat down their entire own kingdom to get to the finals, including prior Osiris League season champions Celestial Guardians 89 CG. So I thought that that was really nice storyline for us to kind of discuss before we get into this matchup here in just about 3 minutes. We saw last week, as you remember, a lot of prior season champions go down, including 1V in the realm of Horus going down, 93T knocking them out and going on to the finals to face JST, which you should be also watching. Chiskel should be hosting that one. This is a good one too. I think that obviously 2489 is a very popular kingdom. It's a kingdom that was made based off of a lot of folks migrating from bigger servers in the past and are veterans in this game. And then we also have F84D with a very similar story that was created. You know, you got the kingdom here, 2884. And again, this is a kingdom that has a lot of people who came in to kind of help lead it. They are undefeated in the Season 7 playoffs for Osiris League and defeated some pretty decent sized alliances, including last week we got the chance to cast F84D against Smash Squad, and they not only stomped them 86,000 to 6,000, but the way that they stomped them caused Smash Squad to leave and go back to KVK. So that was how strong F84D was in this matchup. Now again, F84D is the Fallen Demons. We have looks like a combination of all 4 alliances inside of 2489 instead of 489. So we're just going to have to call them 489. No actual name, just understanding that this is basically the best of the best in 2489. You know, I really enjoyed watching the F84D match last week and again, casting it with and for you. And I think we all had a great time watching them push that obelisk at the very beginning whenever the match started, and really unexpected way to kick off that match, and then not only pushing it but executing it very, very well to the point where they ended up having 3 staging grounds for their alliance, winning the middle fight as well, and ultimately taking the match within the first 10 minutes. After that, it was just a matter of sweeping up all the other structures and then parking themselves at the gate to try and get their 10,000 points for each one of their alliance members. Also, I did want to just quickly touch on, even though it's not what we're casting, we do have JST against 93T. This is match 1 of 3 for all 4 realms. We have JST versus 93T in the realm of Horus. In the realm of Anubis, we have 1EE8 who has finally made it to the finals. They've been in the playoffs every year under different pseudonyms. They've finally gotten here to the finals, but unfortunately, they do have to face 60GT. Now, 60GT is, again, a 3-time season champion. They're the winningest Osiris League team in the game. That being said, they were exposed a little bit by K244 in the quarterfinals this year, so maybe there's a little bit of a chance for 1EE8 to win. And then finally, Realm of Sobek, which is being cast also by Plato Gaming on this channel. It's W34 at W34 versus 75DC. Looking to see some of those new and up-and-coming alliances inside of the realm of all these realms inside of the Osiris League system. Let me go ahead and enter the match here as well. Let me go ahead and pick the right one too. That'd be a good thing. I'm going to go ahead and enter that. And again, we're going to be on a 12-minute delay, guys. It's been that way the entire season except for the first week. Was 10 minutes the first week, but we need to do this because the Hidden Sentry system shows where all of the visibility for the teams are, and we don't want to give any unfair advantage to either side. So as I'm going through the starting screen for this matchup, really, again, just looking forward to bringing this to you. F84D versus 489. This is going to be a good one. Glad that you've chosen to tune in here on this particular match, but again, I would advise you, don't miss a single minute of the action. Have all of them up. Make sure that you're getting all the bells and whistles that you like to see and all the strategies that you like to see in Rise of Kingdoms.
Wake up, sundown.
That's a peek at what I was going to show you before, but no. Okay, so we're in the matchup here. We do have, again, F84D versus 489. Now, 489 is the favorite, believe it or not. And again, there's a reason for that. There's a lot of strength inside of this alliance. This is a combination of an entire kingdom. Now, again, because of the way the playoffs are structured, you couldn't get all of the players off of the other 3 teams that they beat because there was no reconfiguration round after that. So this is the team that ended up beating out its entire kingdom to make it to the finals. And then again, we do have F84D over here on the bottom right. I see a lot of familiar names. We do have the Game of Thrones Khal Drogo, Khal Hulk, Khal Mickey, all the Khals here. Looking to do some serious damage, including Khal Drogo, which, named after my heart, I'm looking forward to seeing him do some serious work on the field. We do have 38 seconds until this starts off, but again, I'm looking to see if F84D does that same move that they did against Smash Squad last week, or if they change it up a little bit, if they need to change it up a little bit. And I'm also looking to see how 489 may react to that. Are they going to be more traditional, or are they going to try and account for F84D trying to go after one of the obelisks right off the bat? Traditionally, remember, 10 seconds remaining, desert altars are where the majority of the action is at the beginning, because these are the highest point generating structures and the highest first occupancy points on the entire map. We do see, again, as we zoom in here, all the marches coming out. Let's see some T1s. There's some T1s. There's some T1s. There's full... sorry. Really wish they would put that simplify graphic somewhere else. We do see, again, F84D coming out here with both of their T1s on the march. We do have, again, T1s from 489 also coming out very quickly. So both of these teams look to capture their obelisks early and often, and looking to see if they can go ahead and get those first captures and port in more effectively. I think they both relatively went out at the same time, so you're not going to see too much of a difference on those capture times, and that's going to be good for us from a first hit standpoint. Now, we do see on the F84D side a large push towards the top side. I don't see very many at all going to the bottom side. Top side seems to be the play here. Is everybody going to the top side? Was there a memo sent out? I mean, that's everybody. Like, they're all going to the top side. Okay, here we go. Now some of them are coming around the edge here. Usually they kind of come through here a little bit, but I'm surprised. I guess the pathing just is weird. But still, the majority of the players are going to the top side. In fact, up here, you see a large contingent. We do see, from a movement speed standpoint, no mobility commanders. These are all top tier, top performing commanders. XY, new cavalry commander, Joan Prime. We do see players coming to the bottom side, but not nearly at the same clip as the top side. Look at this. So they're, in my opinion, based off of what I'm seeing, and if I was on 489's side, this is how I would kind of be perceiving it. They're going to be going after this obelisk up here on the top of the map. 2 minutes 30 seconds. Both of them are taken and counting down. 2 minutes 30 seconds there. 2 minutes 30 seconds there. We have 2 minutes likely here. 2 minutes 18 seconds. And then 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So very, very close together. Hidden Sentry being used. This is a spot where, you know, F84D maybe wanted to get a little more visibility, because they're moving the majority of their squad to the top lane. Let's see what the breakdown. See, it looks like 489 is responding in kind. They've sent a lot of members this way. Well, maybe they're also on this side too. It's about even, it looks like, for 489. Maybe a little bit more skewed towards the top. Sneaky tactics by F84D. Excuse me? Excuse me? They're hiding the... We have a new tactic being used by F84D. They are using sneaky tactics to hide their members coming into the obelisk area, and they can't be attacked because 489 cannot see them as they move. As long as nobody attacks any of these blue members, all of this contingent here will be able to go right by the blue team. And the blue team's like, okay, well, I mean, you can't. And I think also when they did it, there was no visibility for 2489's team here. Dust up being used by 489, looking to maybe slow down the sneaky tactics guys. These guys are going right by everything. This is going to be interesting to watch. Normally, again, we do see the desert altar being the point of contention, and now we're seeing F84D come around this obelisk. Now, the reason they were able to be so successful last week was because they also won this fight. Now, F84D looks to be like they're going to be a little bit more evenly matched here against 489 around this desert altar, but we do see, again, they're going after the obelisk. Was that a Justinian garrison? No, it is a Yan garrison. That was a Justinian march. Now, the Yan garrison is holding firm. You see a lot more marches coming back here saying, oh no, we did not see these players coming across. How did they get here? So we do have 20 seconds until this captures for the blue team. Now, if they're not able to capture this, they're not going to get that initial burst of teleports. Now, it looks like they're doing a good enough job to keep this. 4 seconds remain. They did just do another reinforcement. That's exactly what 489's team wants to see happen. They did get those. Initial burst of teleports. Also, they're able to teleport in. This may signal the change in what you're going to see now versus what you saw last week with F84D against Smash Squad. There's plenty of blue around here. Plus now there's plenty of cities. They need to adjust. F84D needs to adjust and look to try and just capture this building and try and get the first occupation score points. They do have the area, so this team did their job and was able to capture this area. Now again, it looks like somebody hopped in and it was even the garrison commander. That's perfect for 489. F84D is going to want to grab this back and man it with their garrison, which I'm looking for on the map. Heraclius right here on the F84D team. They need to get this quickly because 489 is coming down in force as they try and grab this. Now, there's still harassment up here on the obelisk. This isn't necessarily over, but it's kind of over from an obelisk standpoint. It does look like 489 did take all of the addressed altars. Does look like 489 lost this one here, though, again, but there's a lot of 489 coming down here to address this against F84D. I think that was such a sweet play by F84D. It wasn't exactly what we saw last week, and it was needed because they kind of showed their hand last week, and they had to supplement that with an invisibility alliance skill this week to try and do the same thing. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough. Those skill points would have likely have been used in the mid-fight coming up here very shortly. There is a Heraclius around here, but unfortunately, Boudica Prime is the garrison right now. I'm waiting to see where that Heraclius is so that they can actually defend this building a little bit more effectively. 2489's alliance here is doing a good job of trying to get this back. In fact, Boudica Prime looking to go down here very shortly in yellow, in red, and there's plenty of blue team here to grab this back. Now, conversely, 489 has this desert altar that's supposed to be in the red team square relatively soundly defended. 489 has plenty of troops here to kill any reinforcements coming in from F84D. Looks like half of F84D's reinforcements, the Fallen Demons, are going towards the middle now, and they do have, 489 does have a nice hidden sentry placed here to see when that does happen. We do have a lot of 489 here. This is going to be very difficult for the Fallen Demons to grab back in time to get those first occupation score points. In fact, they still have their Shrine of Life down here as well. This is a great start for 489, really putting the pressure on the Fallen Demons in red and doing a great job of taking these first occupation score points and trying to upend what the storyline from the red team was, and that was a great first start last week against the Smash Squad. The Xeno is holding firm here against what's left of the Fallen Demons. All those players are going to look to probably go towards the middle. Now, 489 is also starting to pour into the middle, although very slowly, not as many just yet. They're looking to secure this desert altar here with 15 seconds remaining. There's probably just not going to be enough. There's enough reinforcements here for the blue team to be able to hold this for another 5 seconds, and it's not even getting touched yet, barely. So this is going to likely go, in fact, it is going to go towards the blue team from a first occupation score. That's where that goes. This one will likely do the same. I don't see enough red coming here to hold this. We do have Fallen Demons looking to take their Shrine of War back, but 489 is just throwing their weight around right now, really pushing the Fallen Demons to be able to win this first fight because the points are going to be heavily favoring the blue team here. In fact, this desert altar is still in blue and doesn't look to be churning red anytime soon, as the majority of the marches are going towards the middle fight here for the Fallen Demons on the bottom lane. In fact, wow, look at this map. This is almost entirely blue. The only thing remaining for the red team is the 2 obelisks and their 3 outposts. This is going to be very difficult for Fallen Demons to claw back into. They're going to need every single arc that I can think of in this matchup to keep in this game. If the structure game is continuing to look like it does for the blue team, red is going to need to get all the buildings that they can. Right now, all the altars are in fact blue. And again, because all the marches are in the middle for the red team, it's going to be hard for them to get these 2 altars that are supposed to be theirs back. Now they are positioning forward, and in fact, this is probably a good play. Don't let them take all your structures and position to coordinate for the mid fight too. You need to push these guys. There's enough here for the Fallen Demons to be able to do this, and I would definitely suggest, like what they're doing right now, pushing on all of these blue team members. I would even let these 2 members, 3 members go and try and kill the organizing area if I was the red team. We do have 2 minutes 30 seconds until this arc does spawn. There's plenty of fights here. Dust Up being used by F84D, providing a little bit of extra bonus for them to attack with, and also slowing down the opposing team's marches, which again is exactly 2 things that they need in this matchup if they're looking to take this mid fight and win this first arc, which is worth 3,000 points. Right now, they are behind by 3,500 points, and it's not looking like it's going to get any better. In fact, some of the members from the middle coming out to the side to try and help against this Desert Altar. They need this Desert Altar back if they're going to try and slow down these points per minute for the blue team. 820 to 130. That's a huge disparity. Every minute that goes by, that's 700 points in the blue team's favor, and that will definitely win an Osiris League matchup in the finals. Now we do see, again, red team really kind of positioning favorably in the middle here with 1 minute 30 seconds until this arc does spawn. Lots of big match fights here, trying to kill what they can quickly so that they can win this mid fight quickly and try and take their altars back. Right now, the altars are causing them a big problem. The red team needing these altars back, finally getting back their Shrine of Life, although more blue team members coming in to harass. We do have the Desert Altar again fight happening, but there's just not enough red here. They're all in the middle winning this mid fight, and just like that, again, 1 minute remaining until this arc spawns. Blue team doing what they need to delay the red team claiming victory in this mid fight. Even with the people that are streaming in here, it's doing what they need to do, which is delay red team from spreading out to the edges and taking their altars back. And with that being said, blue team doing exactly what they need to do to win this match. They have a very favorable structure game going with 4 altars ticking points into their favor. In fact, even the Sky Altar is now ticking points. So we're looking at 890 to 130. It's just a huge disparity that's tacking points onto the blue team score every single minute as this match goes by. Red team looking to grab this arc and capture it as quickly as possible so they can capture 3 or 4 arcs in this matchup. That's the only way I can see them winning based on the structure game of the blue team. This blue team is absolutely holding these Desert Altars with impunity. Looks like red team looking to peel out here and maybe disrupt some of the Desert Altar point generation of 489 on their own side, trying to give a little bit of extra medicine to try and get some revenge. But this is supposed to be red. This Desert Altar down here on the bottom lane is supposed to be red, and it hasn't been red since it opened up. And the blue team has done a great job of keeping this over the course of 6-7 minutes. Mid-fight is still continuing, although it's very much kind of wrapping up. We do see Calnubis here grabbing the arc, although it looks like he may go down quickly with the double C, and, well, maybe not. All these marches are mostly dead, and it's a double C primary, so it shouldn't be too bad. Just need to kill those other extra marches, tapping the double C. In fact, if nothing else, it's actually helping get him below the... Okay, so he does go down. And again, it was helping him for a little bit with generating the talent charge on the cavalry tree. But just need to clear out this little bit here, and they will be able to go ahead and grab this arc and go. Now, does 489 see the weakness in the middle now and maybe try and grab it? In fact, they have grabbed it here for a moment with the Ethelfled, delaying the capture of this arc significantly, adding some more points towards their total from a point generation standpoint. It's almost a 5,000 point match now in favor of the blue team because they're just sitting here holding all the altars the entire match. That's exactly what the blue team wanted to see happen. Now, I do see the red team starting to get a little more favorable open field fights here, but again, maybe not quite enough. The blue team is still able to buzzsaw all the red team marches. We do see the Shrine of War going down in favor of the red team. Not quite enough points to stop this bleeding happening. Guan Garrison. We do see a Guan Garrison. Looks like the red team did stop some points being generated on the altar on the top lane. That's supposed to be blue. That's exactly what they need to do. They need to start changing the game here. In fact, speaking of changing the game, the obelisk on the bottom lane for 489 is taken by the red team, but this does look like it will go down back in favor of blue. Delaying some teleports, that's always a good thing, and stopping a little bit of point generation with the 20 points per minute. This arc is going back as quickly as it possibly can. They're trying to get this thing captured instantly. In fact, I'm surprised they're not going towards the outpost. They need to get this thing captured right away. Where you go? Where you going, bro? Don't go back towards the guy who's trying to kill you. Looks like these players looking to leave this this march from 489 to basically drop the arc again. They just need these marches everywhere that they possibly can get them. They need this desert altar back so bad. 489 just doing such a great job of clearing the open field around and in front of this desert altar, and they've just held it for so long. The points are starting to get out of control. Almost 10,000 points just 13 minutes into this match for the blue team here. And looks like Ka Anubis again is looking to grab this arc and try to move it. This march is proving to be a big hindrance. We do have another one coming in from Ace. You know, is it enough? I feel like maybe too many red did peel out from the middle. I understand that they needed to be elsewhere, but this march is going to go down again maybe. In fact, it for sure will go down, especially with this other march catching up to it. And this is going to go down again and drop the arc again. That means you got to wait another 10 seconds to pick it up. It's just going to be a lot to deal with. We do have, again, the desert altar on the bottom lane. I continually go to it because this is something that is going to prove big dividends for 489 the longer they continue to hold it. Arc is dropped. More and more marches are coming out, and this is a huge problem. This is a huge problem. Is the blue team going to be able to grab this? He looks like he is going away finally. Maybe he could have grabbed it and grabbed it towards the desert altar. They've got a contingent over here that's just buzzsawing everything on the open field that's red. I maybe would have looked to try and grab this, and he continues. This player continues to delay the capture of this arc. He's going to probably drop this carrier again, maybe one more time before he goes down. These archers very, very slow. This Guan also slow, but again, these are both non-cavalry marches, so we'll see if he goes down before this double C goes down. It looks like this double C may survive with this Nevsky coming over here to maybe save the day a bit. We'll see if that ends up working out in the red team's favor. Red team needs something going right for them because right now it's looking very strong in favor of the blue team 489. Looks like it will survive going over here, and it needs to be captured instantly. There's just no way around it. This red team needs to grab every single arc that this match can provide if they continue to not have their altars. And I look to see maybe this altar starting to get pressured again, although it looks like the red team is holding very strong over there on the top lane now that they've reset. This needs to be captured instantly, in my opinion. Do not hold this. You need every arc you possibly can get. Now, then the next question is, if 489 decides to actually focus the middle, is the red team up to being able to push the blue team out if they have the chance to properly reinforce themselves and properly position? Looks like finally, after 15 minutes of this matchup, the desert altar will finally go red. There we go. So they finally get their desert altar after losing all of the first occupation score points and 15 minutes of being able to hold this point generating structure alongside of their sky altar, which is also under assault, although again, great job by the red team there to defend it. Shrine of Life is still in favor of the blue team. It did go back and forth a few times during that mid-fight, but again, red team needs these buffs. March speed and health are two very strong buffs in this game, especially in the Osiris League playoff system. This is a big, big deal. Now, the question is, how does this shift? Does it shift? Looking at all the people coming down, Assassin, I see you. Looking at all the people coming down for 2489, it looks like they're not going to shift their strategy. They're going to try and take this building back and hold it again in favor of really kind of pressuring the middle with all of their forces. Arc is down, by the way, although, again, not that big of a deal from a safety standpoint. But the biggest problem is, again, you got to capture this like right now. Like right now. This needs to happen. And again, as we see this happening, the map is continuing to stay blue. The Shrine of War taken again by blue. Shrine of Life taken by blue. Now about to go back down to red. But again, I mean, this Desert Altar looks very suspect. It may not start ticking points for the red team as the blue team continues to wipe out the open field of the red team. The red team is just not able to hold this Desert Altar area continuously for more than a few minutes, and they're going to get a few ticks maybe from this Flavius-led garrison on this Desert Altar, but that might be about it. There's so much blue here. There's not going to be a shift. Based off of what I'm seeing, the blue team is looking to continue to take this Desert Altar back and hold it and do what they've been doing the entire match, which is having a very sizable ball right here, stopping the red team from being able to capture this building. And we do have the Arc here continuing to move around, not being captured. I'm just not sure if this is the right play. I think that they should grab this immediately and capture it. They're going to need these Arc points because just based off of what I'm seeing from the blue team, their open field and structure game is just maybe a little too strong. Hard push being used by F84D. They're going to focus on the structures. So the shift is being made by the red team. There's no shift by the blue team. They, who's to say if this is the right play or not? I think that, again, this altar is going to goes down towards the blue team again. This is huge. They need to get this building structure game under control, and they need to capture this Arc. In my opinion, the Arc is going to be the only way they win this matchup. They need to grab it and capture it. We see Ka Anubis moving the Arc around again, re-grabbing it after one of the marches dropped it at the caravan. Is this going to go into a city? Nope, it's going to sit there still a little bit longer while the blue team continues to own their own area over here. Fallen Demons need to do something different because right now they're losing the open field structure game. 489 is pouring a lot of resources into this Desert Altar, and there's just not much that the red team can do. They're trying to do everything they can to grab this Sky Altar, but the blue team doesn't have to go after the Arc. They're just taking all the altars and keeping them for long periods of time. That's a winning strategy, guys, and if you can't stop that from happening, you need to win as many arcs as possible to offset those structure points that you're going to lose. And holding this for such a long time, to me, is not going to achieve that goal. And this may be the wrong decision for the red team. Although, again, match still has plenty of time left. 35 minutes, Arc is finally captured. 35 minutes remain. Now the red team is able to focus on this Desert Altar and try and grab it back, but 30 seconds until this starts ticking more points again for the blue team. The disparity isn't as bad as it was before, but it is still bad. I don't think there's ever been a point in this matchup where the red team has had a favorable points per minute delta versus this blue team. This blue team is absolutely devastating on the open field, swarming this rally, swarming the open field marches. More marches are coming in for the red team. This is going to be a concerted effort to grab this Desert Altar back away from the blue team that's supposed to be red. The problem is, again, the Sky Altar is now blue as well. Red team trying to grab this one back too. It looks like they do grab it back, but again, points are not being generated. These buildings are pointless if they're not generating points for you. So blue team doing a great job from a structure game standpoint. Their point total on the summary page at the end of this match is going to be very, very favorable for the blue team. It's going to probably be 15 to 20,000 points in favor of the blue team. And that's why I say the red team just has to win all these arcs, as many as possible. They need to have 4 or 5 arcs for the win. And I just don't think they're going to have that now with being delayed so heavily on that first arc and then also holding it on that first arc as well. Blue team is just going to have everything they need to win this matchup. And the red team is just going to have a hard time putting together enough points to win. Provisioning is a thing, but it's not going to be a big enough thing, in my opinion, to offset the domination that this blue team is shown in the structure game this match. Now, again, remember, this is a 3-match series. So we have 2 more matches after this, at least 1 more, depending on who wins this match. There could be 2. Obviously, best 2 out of 3 wins this finals and crowns the winner champion of Osiris League Season 7 for the realm of Bastet. More and more marches are coming in for the red team, but this blue team is just absolutely buzzsawing everything coming near this desert altar. This desert altar is just, again, starting to take a lot more points in favor of the blue team. We see about a 560 point delta in favor of the blue team every minute. 560 extra points go in the bucket of the blue team, and now it's starting to get a little bit out of hand. It's a 6,500 point matchup in favor of the blue team. That's 2 arcs, guys. If everything stopped bleeding right now, the red team would need 2 arcs. But problem is, we have the blue team here just reshuffling and getting all their stuff back. And now we have the mid fight here, which is about to start kicking off here in about 5 minutes. I don't see any. Okay, here we go. Some blue coming in towards the middle. They may shift their strategy now that the arc is going to spawn in 5 minutes. And give up this desert altar to try and take away what, again, could be the only saving grace of the red team here. The red team needs these arcs to even stay in this matchup. If the blue team wins this arc, this could be game over for the first match in this series for the Realm of Bastet. Do have Dust Up being used early by the red team, trying to delay people coming into the middle. Same thing from the blue team as well. Red team also having Dust Up on their marches. It's a good strategy to delay the people coming into the middle. This Xeno will eventually go down, but not after. Only after, I should say, the blue team killing themselves on cities here on the bottom lane. And they had full marches. Like, these were not dead marches. These were almost full marches, the majority of them. So this was a point made by the blue team to get their marches back quickly and either come back down here to retake this while the mid fight happens, or to position heavily in for the mid fight here. And we do see quite a bit of blue coming into the middle. In fact, at a much faster clip than the red team. Although red team coming up here, nope, making a move to go down south. This altar is coming over here under this rally coming towards this altar to maybe try and grab some sneaky points. But again, the points are, you need the big chunk points. If you're the red team, you're down by 6,000. I'm sorry, 7,400 points currently. That's 2 arcs and then some. So you need these mid fights. Now again, 3 altars are now in favor of the red team, although again, the point disparity is still in favor of the blue team because they were just dropped. No points are being generated for the red team right now. This will likely not hold either to generate points as well. This mid fight though is where it's going to be at. I think this is going to decide the match, who's going to be in it, and who could possibly have cinched this match for their team. I think that's going to be the clear look here. Let's go ahead and just take a peek as we see both of these teams starting to acquire more marches into the middle. Looks like red is coming in now at a faster clip, but blue is still continually pouring in. This is going to be a very big matchup here in the middle, and I think everybody knows it. I thought I saw a march here, but maybe it teleported back over here. So we see blue with a very solid visibility on the red reinforcements. Same thing for the red team, though. Positions are the same. For the first time in the match, and as soon as I say that, the obelisk is captured by this T1 March Cal Matt. Both of these marches, both of these groups of marches are starting to position. 2.5 minutes until this arc spawns. This is going to be a big fight, guys. Big fight's going to pop off here in the middle. This is going to probably decide who wins this matchup, or who is at least going to stay in this matchup. If 489 takes this, not sure what this march is doing. I'm assuming that that's not real. Because there's no way the red team would just allow this march to walk right on through. Yep, there we go. That was a mistake. A little bit of a glitch there. We do see the blue team engaging as Dust Up wears off for both teams. Hidden Sentry being used by the blue team as well. We do see a little bit of a pullback here. And 489 taking a very favorable position. And they have given up the Desert Altar area now for the red team. Red team does hold 3 of the 4 altars now. A little bit of a switch. 7,000 point match. Points per minute finally in favor of the red team. They need to keep this plus grab this arc. This arc is very critical for the red team to stay in this matchup. It's 3,500 points. It's not going to bring them even, but if the blue team grabs it, it's going to be bad. Total vision being used. I'm looking to see to the death being used by the red team. This could be the big change. Heaven's Grace also used. How do they have enough points for that? They used Dust Up very early, so maybe they did generate the point. Man, Heaven's Grace and to the death being used by the red team. Good selection of skills. The problem is there going to be enough marches here for the red team to take advantage of it? And it's looking like the blue team is doing just enough to be able to push off all of these red marches. There's so many blue marches here for the 489 team, and so many marches going back for the red team, with to the death being used by red. Oh no, red team is getting absolutely smashed in the middle. 489 looking very favorable in this fight, and if this is the way it ends up going, blue team is going to look to secure this arc and secure this matchup, really. Although on the top lane, everything is red. 489 has basically put everything in the middle to grab this arc, and it's showing because, I mean, just look at the dots. It is all blue. Like, everybody's here. It does look like from a Desert Altar standpoint, this will possibly remain red. Although, one of those marches needs to hop into here if they want to keep this. And they're not doing it. Ooh. Gotta hop in. There he goes. He hops in. Yeah. Arc is basically for the blue team. I mean, the red team just got absolutely smashed here. And now the blue team... Oh, no. The blue team is going to come over here and be like, all right, we gave y'all a little bit of respite on the altar here. We're going to come over here and take it again. And we're going to hold it. And then we're just going to walk the arc back. Oh, no. This is devastating for the red team. Red team definitely did not want it to go that way. They've done a great job in the structure game during this mid-fight. The problem is 489 now has basically full marches coming over here to do what they've been doing to the red team this entire match, and that is take this Desert Altar and make it theirs and hold it. So Obelisk over here is about to turn into a teleportable spot for the red team, although it's 30 seconds. It does go down in favor of blue. Blue team coming over here to try and take back their Desert Altar. Red team repositioning up here to try and harass that Arc Carrier. Arc Carrier continuing to go to the top, now going left. I was about to say maybe a good shifted strategy would be to go over here towards the Shrine of War, because, again, the blue team is going to be sitting here just stopping anybody from the red team coming up on the lane. So this is the safest place on the entire map for the blue team, besides in their home base. Arc Carrier is dropped. Interesting. Double C with a full march, looking to pick it up. That's going to be a little slower to move without the charge talent, but it will be a little safer from a march health standpoint. And now this march is going up. Where are you going, bro? Shrine of War, trying to hold. Desert Altar is now back in blue, and it is looking very blue for a little while. All the red marches just going back with sad faces. It's not the way that the Fallen Demons wanted this match to go, and I think, 489 really just throwing their weight around here. They have a much stronger, I think, from a power standpoint, alliance, and it's showing here. I mean, they've literally been able to say, I want this building, and I want to keep it for a long time. And that's basically what they've done. And all the progress that the red team made from a structure game is now gone. 2-2 right now, and this Sky Altar is likely going to go blue here in the next minute or so. So this is going to be, again, we're going to go back to square one, where the blue team will likely just be able to hold this arc and win this match, because they're going to be able to hold this Desert Altar with impunity. Now the blue team has secured this Desert Altar and is looking to hold it very firmly. Now again, around the edges, the red team has in fact done some work here. 1 minute holding until this starts generating points for the red team. But again, the arc here is a big deal. 3,500 points secured for the blue team. We do have some red team members coming over here from the side. It's just not going to be enough. A good, strong escort by the blue team will likely be able to clean this up and give this arc carrier, even the T1 are coming over to help, given this arc carrier enough to at least get to the point where it's near enough to the cities to where it's not going to be a problem. Now, I think this arc carrier is coming over here not to kill the arc carrier, but to try and grab the arc and maybe run it towards this outpost. Yep, here he comes. He's coming in. There's already multiple players trying to pick it up, though, so that's going to be the problem. Blue team has it again, and there's just not enough red team members here to drop the arc carrier again. The timing was a little off there, and that T1 march is going down very, very quickly. Desert Altar still heavily in favor. Blue area, open field. More marches coming in to help secure that area again. Now it looks like red is making a concerted effort to try and do this. The problem is, again, blue team is just able to hold it. I mean, Zenobia here is holding very firm. Structure game-wise, points per minute, it's in favor of the Fallen Demons here. Reason being they have captured both of the outside sky altars and is generating points. Also, one of the obelisks is red. Again, Calmat harassing that. But the arc is the big deal here. And again, the question is, well, there's no question now, the arc is captured. Surprised they didn't hold that a little more. I feel like the arc is the only way that the red team could possibly get back into this match. Again, questionable choices on both sides. I think that the red team should have captured it instantly, and they didn't. And the blue team should have held it, and they didn't. So, curious. But I think, again, the blue team have built themselves such a buffer by holding this Desert Altar, although it does go down for the first time very quickly this second go-round. And red really starting to maybe make some moves here. They're going to have to make these moves. 21 minutes is still a very long time for this match to go on. But again, the points are stacking up for the blue team. 8,000 point delta in favor of the blue team. 489. Red team grabbing this Desert Altar back and clearing the field. 3 of the 4 altars are red, 2 of which are generating points. Looks like this Yan will hold against this rally. And this Sky Altar, again, will hold. There's nothing coming its way. Both Shrines of Life also are red. The buffs are very strong. This Desert Altar is looking more and more secure for the red team. And this Desert Altar is under assault by the red team as well, although blue team looks to be responding well enough, but I'm not sure if they're going to garrison well enough and reinforce well enough to actually hold it. We'll see. They've done a good job here going in at the very end. Looks like more reinforcements are needed, though. Good swarm by the red team to take this down. But good reinforcements. Last second reinforcements, but they are reinforcements. Another reinforcement or 2 by the blue team. Red team is trying to just buzzsaw this Desert Altar. More marches coming in, including a rally from the red team. They are wanting this bad. If they can get this, this will be all 4 altars, and there it goes. They have all 4 altars. Points per minute now, heavily in favor of the red team. Again, if the red team can keep this up and win another arc, maybe. They need a lot of things to go right. And again, this Ethelfled grabs it again. This one's looking very suspect, though. Not a whole lot of red here from the Fallen Demons. Everything is blue. This will go down in favor of blue very shortly. But red doing whatever they can to hold this Desert Altar and kind of do what the blue team did to the red team for the majority of the match, which is take and hold this for an extended period of time. Now, is there anything coming down for the blue team? There is. Red team, Fallen Demons needing to hold the blue team off 489 of this Desert Altar. They need to keep these structures as much as possible. 5 minutes until the mid-fight starts again. Blue is starting to go towards the middle. Red is nowhere to be found. Maybe a couple marches coming in. Wow, the red team lost this. There's plenty of reinforcements here that could have went into that structure to hold it. And now the points are stopped generating for the red team. That's a lot of points. Blue team doing a great job of just stopping the points from generating on the red team. That's half the battle. Is if you're not getting points, at least deny your enemy points, and that's key. So we have the Flavius here, Flavius Garrison, holding strong. Hidden Sentry being used by the blue team. We'll say likely placing it towards the mid-fight so they know it's coming. Blue team starting to come into the middle. Hidden Sentry also being used right there. It's like we already knew it was coming. We do have the red team here holding the Shrine of War on the bottom lane and the Obelisk again. They need to put somebody in here. Just put one march in there. Put one march in there and keep it. That's all you need to do. All right, red team's looking pretty strong here. Obelisk is getting tapped, but will go down. The march will go down anyway. The blue team starting to make a concerted effort to go to the middle again. I mean, if the last one wasn't a nail in the coffin for the red team, this one would certainly be the dirt on the coffin. This would bury the red team and really end this match. It is currently, again, a 7,000-ish point match in favor of the blue team. This is a 4,000 point arc, so even if the red team captures it, it's still not going to be enough to get them there. They need to win the next, basically, 10 minutes. They need about 10 minutes of 600 points per minute, roughly. Delta, maybe 400 points would do it. In fact, it would. 400 points per minute for 10 minutes would work. That's a long time. It's a long time. And 49 is very, very strong. Very, very strong. As they look to go into the middle and secure this match for the win. We do have the red team, Fallen Demons, coming into the middle from both lanes. Let's see if they try and match the numbers that 489 will be bringing and did bring last arc fight. If they do, I'd look to see this be a little bit more of an even fight. I will say, though, that the blue team should have To the Death in their pocket. Red team did use that last go-round. And as you saw in the prior fight, it did not go well for the Fallen Demons. Blue team was able to sweep the field because they had just more marches. And they were clearly stronger. Shrine of Life under a small assault here, but 2 double C primary swarming is not going to do the damage needed to grab that back. That's good. That's good buffs for that mid fight. You got march speed, and you've also got health coming from the Shrine of Life here. This is a good thing for the red team. Give a little bit of hope. This mid fight is going to be for the whole match. Whoever wins this has a good way to win. If the blue team wins this, it's definitely game over. For the red team, if they win this, they're at least still in it. From a provisioning standpoint, I don't see much happening from a provisioning standpoint, although there could just be no... Yep, I take that back. There is provisioning happening on the red team. Let's keep an eye on this mid-fight. I think this is going to be where all the action's going to be anyway. Let's see how this plays out. I think that the red team understands how badly they need to win this. There is a small swarm over here against the Zenobia, and it looks like it will be enough to actually stop the points generating. Sneaky tactics being used by the red team again. They are repositioning again. Is this just too cutesy? Like it... Dust Up being used by 489 to slow the progress. Is this just being a little too cutesy? I don't know. I don't know if this is being too cutesy or what. To the Death being used by 489. Now, I will say To the Death can't really be used if you can't target the player that's invisible. Although I'd imagine that they're going to get hit by AoEs, right? Isn't that how it would work? Maybe AoEs won't apply to the Arc is spawned. Now, again, remember, when you pick up the Arc with Sneaky Tactics, you do get revealed. So that was something that I was thinking about whenever Sneaky Tactics first came out. It's like, hey, can we just do what they just did and try and grab this arc and run with it? The problem's going to be when you do that, you reveal yourself and you start getting hit by AoEs and you're targetable. Arc has been moved to the top side of this Arc spawn point, the temple. Arc is now moving in favor of the blue team. Let's zoom out just a smidge to see what the dot disparity looks like. It looks like, again, heavily favoring the red team here. I'm sorry, the blue team here. Red team going back with massive amounts of sad faces. Now, are these guys still invisible? Some of them might be, some of them might not be. In fact, I don't think any of them are at this point. Blue team is buzzsawing the red team again. Middle arc carrier moving in favor of the blue direction by a blue team member. It's just not going to be enough. The blue team has really been able to win any open field fight that they have chosen to see fit. And that's been where the red team has just not been able to do what they traditionally know how to do, which is do exactly what the blue team's doing. 489 is really clearing this open field on this mid fight, and that's really going to be what's going to slam the door shut on the fallen demons here, attempting to win this first match in the round of 3 in the finals. We have an archer carrier coming in here to try and bring this thing back. Did the blue team shift down? They certainly did. Red team understanding what's at stake. More blue team coming down. Try and take that desert altar back. Arc is down, but everything is blue. And if you're on the red team, it is all full of terrors, as the blue team has completely swept the Cow Squad Fallen Demons off the field. And the blue team is coming around the bottom lane here to try and take this desert altar away from the red team. Red team doing everything they can to go buy this as quickly as possible so they can maybe make a play on the arc for a second time. Problem is the arc is still down. Oddly enough, I thought this would have been picked up by now and starting to be moved towards the top. We have a slow-moving archer march coming over here to try and harass the arc carrier. But this desert altar is looking very suspect for the red team. Blue team doing everything they can to go past it, but blue team understanding what the red team is trying to do. 489 is clearing as much open field as they can on the way for the fallen demons to try and make a second play for that arc. The arc is moving north, which is the smart play. Although red team is coming around that side as well, although maybe not quite as strongly. Harassing the caravan, which is very forward of the blue team. Our carrier's running. There's going to be some harassment. It'll likely be slowed and possibly even dropped. But again, the red team needed to capture this instantly. It is a 6,000 point match, by the way. 6,000 points in favor of the blue team. Red team has 8 into that lead that the blue team had a little bit. But with this arc being held securely by the blue team, at least for the moment, it's probably just not going to be enough. 10 minutes remain in this match. This isn't quite over yet. There's still a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. There's definitely a possibility for the red team to squeak this one out. We have a combination of the arc capture. We have a combination of the structure game. We have a combination of the provisioning match. But with that provisioner being so far forward for the blue team, it looks like maybe they've cleared out there behind provisioning structures. So it may be a more even provisioning game than the red team would like to see. We have the blue team trying to grab this arc carrier back. Arc is on the blue team again, moving. Lots of red here. So this is still under heavy contention. The problem is there not enough for the red team to secure this area? But where are they going to take it? They have to grab this desert altar? That's not going to happen. At least not right now. They do have the obelisk area getting a little bit of help, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough considering all these cities around it. The arc carrier is still moving that direction and dropping. I wonder if maybe this is the play. get the red team to go over to the outpost. They're probably trying to figure this out right now in chat, but it may just not be enough. Like 8 minutes, 40 seconds. The map is still relatively even from a points generated, although, again, blue team is in favor. Points per minute wise. This Desert Altar not generating points yet. This Shrine of Life not generating points yet. This Obelisk not generating points. Red team has the Arc. And he's continuing to move it towards the blue team. Because really there's not really any area to go. I mean, they have the Obelisk. But you got to go through all these cities and marches to get there. Like, that's going to be... I would start taking it this way. I would take this outpost and start taking it that way. Like, that's really your play. Because you're not going to secure this area. Blue team has it. And it's continuing to move. About to go down again. Hidden Sentry being used by 489. Where do they use it? Like right here? Yeah. Why'd they use it there? I guess to see the reinforcements coming up from this side. Okay, so this Ethelfled doing what I was kind of proposing. Problem is it's an Ethelfled Trajan against a Guan, so that's not really going to work. Guan Scipio, I believe. Scipio Prime. Arc continuing to move towards the cities. Let's see if the blue team tries to hold this. There'd be no reason to. I'm not sure why they would, but there's been some crazy decisions made this match. You never know. Arc is being tried to pick up. And again, the red team just doesn't quite have enough because the reinforcements are just so close for the blue team right here. Obelisk does go down 30 seconds ago in favor of the blue team as well. Blue team drops the Arc. Points per minute still slightly in favor of the blue team 489 as well. A few more fallen demons sprinkling in, trying to take this Desert Altar. Looks like they may actually take it. Yeah, let's go down. Good reinforcement there for a second by blue, but it's not able to hold on. Problem is it's so close. The Arc Carrier is so close. In fact, why is he going to this city? Like, go here. Make Hero a hero. There it goes. Arc is captured. That's the match, folks. 11,000 point difference in favor of 489. Fallen Demons did a great job of trying to grab this back. Problem was, throughout the match, 489 just really able to handle themselves in the open field. And because of that, looks like the red team will go down in the match one of the finals round. 489 doing a great job. And I think it all really started with this fight down here, which has continually raged throughout this match. Both teams using Heaven's Grace, understanding 5 minutes remaining, this match is basically over, but using their alliance skills to just use them. Desert Altar now blue again on the bottom lane, and the Fallen Demons getting flashbacks of this entire match as they see a big contingent of blue from 489 sitting in front of their Desert Altar with a Zenobia holding it. 489 has done a great job here, and they, both teams have done wonders. I mean, obviously to get here, they need to have been some of the strongest teams in the game in their respective realms, and I don't think we've been disappointed here. 489 had a winning strategy. Fallen Demons did some change of pace things. I just don't think sneaky tactics is the answer. I really think that we need to shift from sneaky tactics to master strategy. Master strategy can make some things happen when you're in situations like this where you feel like you might be outmatched on the open field from a numbers or a strength standpoint. Master strategy can take you across the map without a fight. So I feel like maybe that's the play instead of master strategy, instead of sneaky tactics. I would love to see one of these alliances use master strategy as an arc carrying skill in the middle. You don't have to win the mid fight if you teleport the arc carrier to your obelisk. So hoping to see maybe one of these alliances do it. That being said, it was very fun watching sneaky tactics being used twice in one match by the Fallen Demons in red. That was very fun to see. The Realm of Bastet looks to have their first match decided. Blue team 489 looks to take the win here in the next 3 minutes. Red team doing a great job, like I said, throughout the match here, but blue team doing the better. Keeping that Desert Altar for as long as they did, really with impunity. There just wasn't anything that the red team could do but change their strategy to take that back. There just wasn't enough members down here to take it back. And just like right now, like, there's plenty of blue members here just absolutely shredding the field. They do need a reinforcement to keep this building. Looks like it may go down back to red. There it goes. But again, it's just too little too late. And even now, it's still a 30 point per minute favor to the blue team of 489. This Desert Altar, 2 minutes remaining. Remaining blue for now. Everything blinking on the map. I mean, understanding that this match is over, still kind of doing what they're supposed to do. Like good soldiers. As a reminder, this is going to go on for at least one more week, if not two, depending on who wins the second match. Obviously, Blue Team 489 holding this match in their hands securely. 12,000 point win for them. Next week will be the second match in the Realm of Bastet. And all the realms, for that matter. As we see some teams try to secure the win in the championship, and some teams try to knot it up even to make that third week match be the deciding factor. I'll be interested to see next week if the Fallen Demons can change their strategy and not allow 489 to be able to hold their Desert Altar so firmly. If there is anything to be done. Points per minute now favoring the red team, but again, just a little too late. 30 seconds remain in this match. Once this match ends, we'll go over the summary. We'll see who the MVP is. I look to see the blue team having a significant lead in the structure game, as well as the altar game. I'm sorry, the arc game. Curious to see who wins the provisioning fight. If the red team wins it handily, that may be a shift in strategy that they may need to take a look at to see if they can reposition those provisioners into fighters. Sometimes farming is the answer. Sometimes farming is not the answer. Just like that, 489 takes the victory first match. Steven is my name from the red team, securing the MVP. And it was basically even. So there's nothing they can bring from the provisioning team to bear and help win these other two big categories. Occupation score, victory for the blue team. Ark of Osiris score, victory for the blue team as well. And you can see where the big disparity is at. The total kills, almost 20 million more kills in favor of the blue team. That's where really these points got generated from. Killing your enemy at that much more of a clip really shows the strength of 489. Units healed, both teams healing quite a bit of units. Fallen Demons almost over 42 million. And wow, what a match. This was a great match to watch. I was very excited to see both of these teams face off in the finals. And that's exactly what we got to see. I'm really happy to have cast this for you. Again, my name is Dragothi, and I was your host today. A little bit later today, in about an hour or so, you'll get to see all three of the casters on the finals match of 960 in Realm of Anubis. So looking forward to bringing you that with my co-hosts Chiskel and Plato Gaming. I enjoyed doing this match with you today. That being said, I will see you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one. Take care.